Before I start really getting into the video, I want to give a quick reality check because I almost didn't film these upcoming 3 videos because I was in a low. In this video I'm gonna tell you why I decided to switch the language of my business, and I'm gonna talk about this one experience that was really pushing me to take a huge change in my business, but I just want to show as well what it really looks like behind the scenes to build a business just by yourself, because even though I work in the entrepreneurial realm since 5 years, I'm still just a girl. I'm just a human trying to build something for herself, and I have these moments where I'm thinking, is it all even worth it? Is it gonna succeed in the end? And especially with these YouTube videos as well, I don't feel like anyone even watches them because I don't get any actual real words back from humans. And I think that's like a really deep, natural human need to be in conversation, to get something back when you talk about things. And since I don't get any comments at all, it's hard to keep believing in yourself, in your work, and in the connection and the potential of connection that you can have to other people. So yeah, that's just a glimpse of some moments that I find myself in. But when I talk about self-belief or anything like that, it's not that I'm lying, because through this low, I always have this huge self-belief in my heart that this path is meant for me. I'm walking this path. It's not for nothing. And that's what keeps me going. So yeah, I just wanted to give a quick peek into actually the roller coaster ride that building a business is and can be. But I'm happy you're here. I'm excited to get into this video. So yeah, the ones who follow my short form content already know I've switched the language of my business basically overnight and pretty suddenly. There was this one specific moment that led to this decision, and I didn't really see this huge shift coming at all. So in this video I'm gonna take you along in the journey through self-doubt, dead ends, and the power of not giving up until you have reached your goals, no matter what it takes. Actually, growing up, I never saw a talent for me in languages at all. My natural interest was always in mathematics and biology, and I wasn't really good at languages. I even chose Latin over French because I'm just not a person who speaks much anyways. But what I did have from the very beginning, as far as I can remember, is a feeling of not belonging. And that is definitely tied to family trauma, trauma bonds, generational trauma, all that kind of stuff for sure. But with that feeling, in my free time as a kid, I always researched how other people lived. I was so interested to see what people in other countries in my age are experiencing, what hardships they go through, and how they're dealing with it. And for that, I obviously needed another language. So English was kind of this language for me to open up the world, since it's the world language. So alongside that feeling of not belonging, I always had this huge goal or wish in me to discover more of what the world has to offer and to see what I can reach, what I can make myself into reality. So after school, I was off to New Zealand, and luckily for me, that was already a trend in Germany to just go to New Zealand or Australia for half a year or for a whole year to work and travel, it's what they call. So you get this working holiday visa, and then I was meeting people from all over the world. A lot of Germans, there are Germans everywhere. But even hearing those alternative life choices of Germans or non-Germans, for example, some people deciding to do a working holiday in their 30s when I was only 18 when I went to New Zealand, or someone from my country doing the same thing as me, but he has quit the apartment lease and everything they had back home, and to people who are actively setting up a whole new life literally on the other side of the planet. So when I came back from New Zealand, I was 19. I turned 19 when I was there, and I knew that I wanted to build something for myself first before I discover the world further. together. And since my interest was still kind of broad, but I knew that business in this capitalist society kind of happens in each and every segment of society, I listened to an online lecture of business administration and I was intrigued, so I decided, let's just go for that route. Let's do a bachelor's degree in business administration as a good basis to then go on from there wherever I want to go. I was sure that inside of me I was gonna develop a clearer direction, and that's actually what happened. So in my bachelor's degree I had a scheduled semester abroad, or you could do like an internship, but of course I wanted to leave again. So I went actually to Bangkok. I studied in Thailand for 3 months and then again met people from all over the world, and I've actually had the most valuable connections and relationships always on my travels or with people from other countries, with other mother tongues. That was really what lit me up. And in my semester abroad, I'd even have a teacher from Germany. He was teaching business ethics, which was the one subject that I studied there that interested me the most. I kind of saw him as like some kind of role model or inspiration, just to see what life could look like, what choices you could make to end up in a whole different culture, language, surrounding. So while I did my bachelor's degree, I discovered a master's degree called sustainability management, and I was really intrigued, and I knew that it's a bigger city, so I wanted to take this leap to go into another bigger city and see what that can hold for me. And then I did. I finished my studies and all of that, and now I find myself in a science job. So while my master's degree, I started working at the startup center, and luckily they offered me another job when I was finishing my degree. So that was really like a seamless transition. And now I'm working in a circular economy science project with lots of different scientific institutions, but I'm not really fulfilled, because that was always my problem with being employed, that you're just in one position that almost anyone from the streets could fulfill. You could be replaced so quickly, and of course in a science job that's not really the case, but it still feels like it, just because you studied all the way until you get to that position, and there were a lot of people alongside you that could literally take away your job in a second. I mean, that's how the job market is designed, and I get that it has to be that way, but to me it was always this biggest problem that I could never see my full potential fulfilled in such a role. I was always thinking, if these positions work for a lot of different people, it's never gonna be individualized for that person to really get out, bring out the whole talents and gifts of that person. And so at one point I started my own thing beside my employment, and I started with spirituality. So if you speak German, you could see on my channel a few videos from way back when. And I even have one video where I talk about what it feels like for me to have been waking up spiritually in Germany. And in that video I even said that I want to build something here intentionally in German for Germans basically. And I really tried for years now, but I'm at a point now where I'm thinking that's really not meant to be. And especially because in my private relationships it was always the same case. I tried and tried to build relationships, to find friendships and all of that, and it was such a struggle for me. And as soon as I enter an international community, I can build relationships. I don't know what it is, like I'm trying to look at this issue as neutral as possible, just for me to not have a shadow of I just wanna flee maybe from the trauma that I've experienced or whatever. But I have thought about it over and over again, and I'm just done with it. So then last week there was actually this one moment that changed everything for me. Last year I found this new social club. It's local and they post new events every week. It's such fun things. You can meet new girls and it looks like such a a good improvement for the social life in Germany that I don't think I'm the only one struggling with it. So I immediately followed along. I attended 2 events and I even found my test client for my business from one of those events. And I was so happy. I think their social media content still has such a good vibe and I just love the mission behind it. But at one point they decided to kick me out without any explanation. And to be fair, they did warn me before because they have this WhatsApp community and all sorts of different groups in that community. And there is one for career. And at one point I posted my free workshop on there, just saying for girls who want to explore having their own business for themselves, they could attend my workshop. And they texted me like, we're sure you put this up with really good intentions, but we just don't really know what's going on in your workshop, and so we decided to delete it. And although that stung, I was fine with it because whatever, that's not my only visibility channel. And then when they kicked me out, I posted an event a few days prior that I wanted to go to. It's like a walk and talk, and they do offer walk and talks as well. And this one was for business and even more locally. So I just said I would be so happy to meet other girls with that event and I'm gonna be attending. And then they kicked me out. I asked like, why did you do that? And they were like, we told you already, blah blah blah, you can't post your own event. I'm like, that's not my own event, blah blah blah. And yeah, that's how it ended. And of course I was devastated, especially from my experiences having troubles finding connections since years. And also in this area that I live in now, I don't know anyone. I only live here since like not even 2 years, and it's a struggle to build new connections, especially if you just work from home all the time. So that hurt on a private friendship level and also on a business level, of course, because they doubted me from the very beginning, although they didn't even know really what I do. But anyways, when that happened, one part of me was also a bit happy, a bit relieved, because fact be told, I never got a friendship connection from those events. I did get this test client, which I'm forever gonna be grateful for, but I was talking to another girl or a girl group on one event and they also said that's not really for true friendships, relationships. It's good to have fun at the event and stuff. But anyways, enough of this club. When that happened, I said to my husband, I really feel like I need a big change right now. I'm working on my business, promoting since months now, and nothing is happening. I need to do something big. And since this event happened, and also I've had like friendships that I lost kind of recently and stuff, and I again met so many amazing people from all over the world, I was like, I feel like it really pulls me towards English, towards switching my language, broadening my target group, and just opening up my business to the whole world instead of just the German speaking part. And so I did. The next day I posted my first short in English. I just wanted to test basically what it feels like for me. I also wanted to ask my English speaking friends if they think my English is even good enough, because it is pretty rusty, let's be real. And it felt good to me to take this step. And there's definitely doubt involved, especially because I took this step so quickly. I didn't plan this really. I didn't even think about how am I gonna deal with international invoices, taxes, bills and all that stuff. And usually with my business, I intentionally decided to make it in German because I knew how I'm gonna deal with that. And now, honestly, I don't. But I've been following these inner full intentions my whole life, and it's always brought me right where I wanted to be. And so I know that I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna figure things out as I always do. So that's where we are at. When I'm filming this, it's all very new still, but maybe when I publish this, I'm gonna be in another place mentally again, because I film these long form videos always pretty in advance. And I think a lot of the times these tower moments where everything just crashes, everything goes down, that's really where we get a whole new direction, and it can really be a push to new possibilities. So that's kind of what's guiding me. It's not knowing what comes out of it, but always keeping the faith in yourself and in the gifts in your heart. So if you ever thought about taking a risky step, just do it. And please never feel alone or too small to take it, because it's your life and you are meant to live it. So I guess we will just see how this is gonna work out in English. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments of this video or give it a like to support my journey. And then I'm gonna see you soon in the next video.